Hey guys, it's Craig at Area 419. I want to take a moment and show you how to use our modular shell holder system on your ram-driven press that's not a zero. So your T7 or your Redding Big Boss or your Rock Chucker. There are many, many presses out there that use a standard ram with a clip-in style shell holder. Our modular shell holder system, if you pick it up in the traditional style, can be used with these. So let's jump into how to do it. So let's start with our setup and what we're doing. We're sizing some 6 Creedmoor brass on a Redding T7, Redding full-length sizing die. I'm gonna go ahead and set this die up. I've got the brass pre-lubricated. I used Alpha case sizing lube. You can use One Shot, you can use Imperial, however you wanna lubricate your cases. And then obviously I've got the modular shell holder system that is set up for traditional presses. If you're buying one of these shell holder systems, you'll see in the drop down if you want the zero style or the traditional style. If you have a zero, you obviously want the zero. If you have a traditional ram press, T7, Rock Chucker, or something like that, you want traditional. If you have a coax, we don't have anything for that because there's shell holder system and the sliding plates. Anyway, so to get this set up, I've already gone ahead and installed the 6 Creedmoor die. This is using one of our universal 7/8 lock rings, a little smaller than our zero lock ring and fits on a T7 or the Lyman product. So that's all set up, and I'm going to start this sizing by putting together the shell holder with the zero insert in it. The deal with the shell holders is we can manage headspace with precision ground inserts to decide how far up into that case we push and how much we adjust the headspace. So I'm gonna set that up and I'm gonna put it in press. So I've assembled my shell holder. I put the zero insert in it, put the appropriate claw on for 6 Creedmoor, which is the #1 shell holder. Same with 308, 6.5 Creedmoor, GT Dasher, all the stuff in that family. And before we get started, like any shoulder bump exercise, I'm going to go ahead and measure where the shoulder is using a datum line. So put it in there, spin it, zero it out. We'll call this case our master. I'm shooting for between 2 and 3 thousandths of shoulder bump. That's what I like in my rifles. 2's ideal. I'd rather have 3 than 1. So 2 to 3. As we get into it, I'm gonna take that first piece of brass with the zero insert in it. So the standard insert. So that bumped quite a bit. That's 9.5 thousandths. So if this is me, I want to take, if we're working in odd numbers, I'm going to go 6 thousandths off of that. So I'm going to go +6. I want my headspace to be 6 thousandths longer. I would expect this to be 3 to 4 thousandths of bump. So let's give it a shot. All right, so I've got the +6, which should get us between around 3 or 4 thousandths. A bump on this, go ahead and get a size. Now there's a chance we'll get more bump than that just because of that first one having been so far. So maybe a little more than that. Oh, pretty well bang on. There's 4 thousandths. And just to show you how simple this works, I'm gonna go ahead and add 2 more thousandths to the insert, which should get us right to that 2 thou of bump. So again, we're using the tool. We're taking the claw off of the bottom. Your zero tool fits in the bottom of the shell holder. And if you don't have a zero, obviously any 1/4 inch hex key will work for what we're doing here. Taking that off, back into the press. And I'm gonna guess this will put us right about 2 thousandths of shoulder bump. And pretty simply, we're at 2 thousandths. So guys, that's how we walk it in. Really easy. We're gonna size 1 piece of brass, do some checks, and in about a minute there, we go from not knowing what our headspace set is or fiddling with walking out or in our sizing die to changing a few bushings, knowing we got good hard-on-hard contact, and a simple, easy, repeatable 2 thousandths shoulder bump. So guys, this is how we dial it in. If you want to see any of the tools we used here, our modular shell holder system for traditional presses, check the link below. If you're interested in our comparator set, that's coming really soon, so you'll see details about that probably in about the next 2 weeks. Guys, thanks for joining us. If you've got any question about the modular shell holder system or about setting headspace in general, drop a comment below.